Wake up in the morning.
It's the way Singapore wakes up.
Wake up.
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show here in Singapore. We are the Big Show, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman, and I think we're looking very good on TV right now.
I think so.
If you're watching us on a big screen TV, I'm sure you're getting us in high definition. Colors are popping, and we'd like to welcome right now because Good Morning Doctor is back, and we have a gastroenterologist from Parkway East Hospital. Let's welcome Dr. Chen Weihao to the studio. Good morning, Weihao.
Good morning, Glenn.
Good morning, doctor.
yeah, it's all of a sudden you're so familiar with him. Good doctor. Good doctor.
He is a
Good morning,
doctor,
good doctor. Today we're talking about IBS and IBD, which is Irritable Bowel Syndrome and Irritable Bowel Disease. Let's get down to the root of it. What are they?
Can I just say, before you say anything else,
Sure.
this condition is a real pain in the ass.
Because I've heard of irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I'm hearing of irritable bowel disease.
It's inflammatory bowel disease.
Inflammatory bowel disease.
Get it right,
Got
Effie.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Can you tell us what IBS is and what IBD is?
All right, so for IBS, it stands for Irritable Bowel Syndrome. So it is, like you say, it's a common condition. 15% of the population can have it. So it is a condition whereby a patient is diagnosed with abdominal pain that is associated with two or more of the following. So they may have a change in the way they the frequency of their bowel movement. They may have a change in the stool consistency, and the pain is usually related to defecation. They must have had the symptoms for at least 1 day a week for the past 3 months, and the symptoms should have preceded the onset. The onset symptoms must precede at least 6 months before. So this is the definition for irritable bowel syndrome. With regards to inflammatory bowel disease, it is much rarer. We would say that maybe in the global population, 1% of the population has inflammatory bowel disease. And in Singapore, we would say we have maybe around slightly more than 1,500 patients with inflammatory bowel disease or IBD. And approximately 1 out of 100,000 Singaporeans will be diagnosed with IBD every year, and of which 200 are children. So it can affect.
And what happens when someone has IBD? What kind of symptoms do they?
So the symptoms of
show?
IBD and IBS are fairly similar in the sense that both of them get abdominal pain, and both of them can have changes in their bowel habits. So typically in IBD, they get abdominal pain with diarrhea, but that diarrhea may come with blood and mucus.
Oh.
And that's the difficult part because their symptomatology are very similar. A lot of people are actually misdiagnosed with IBS when actually they have IBD, and the diagnosis of IBD can be delayed because of this.
Ah.
Okay.
Is IBS, I've often wondered, is IBS caused by our diets? Because for the majority of us, we do not eat healthy.
We eat everything and anything.
Yeah. Is that
it a diet
cause
thing?
for it?
So-
Is it
so-
a diet thing?
The causes of IBS are multifactorial. There's an inherent problem with the gut motility, so the gut may not be moving as smoothly as it should be. There usually is a problem with what we call hypersensitivity, whereby the enteric nervous system, which is the nervous system of the gut, is a bit sensitive, and that there may also be an element of abnormal central nervous system processing, whereby the brain is unable to set up gates to block off excessive pain signals. And then there's also the component of the microbiome, where the bacteria in the gut sort of trigger certain neuroimmuno responses that make the gut more sensitive. So diet does play a part, because we know that certain diets can make a patient more symptomatic.
Okay. Is this where prebiotics and probiotics step in? I mean, is this something that we need if we're suffering from IBS?
So for probiotics, the strict definitions, they are basically live bacterial cultures or strains that you take into your body to try to introduce a certain bacterial strain into your gut, whereas prebiotics just refers to the food for the probiotics.
Okay.
So there is some data to suggest that some certain strains or bacteria can have improve a patient's symptoms with regard to IBS, but we do not know exactly what is the best strain to give to a patient. Yeah, because it depends. It's very individual. We don't know what the patient has, so it's hard to say whether or not this particular strain would be beneficial, because he may already have the strain in his body.
Because not all probiotics are the same. That's what you're saying, right? Okay.
Yeah, and
Got it.
many people are taking all these supplements these days.
Yeah.
I have a very strong feeling it's not really necessary.
Okay, when we come back, I want to ask you, Doctor, about a story I did yesterday. And I want to get your thoughts on it.
He wants to make extra money. I warn you first.
Yes, okay.
Okay, here's Marshmallow featuring Pink and Sting, Dreaming on Kiss 92. He wants to supplement his income.
Yeah.
No.
Tell him what it
Gen
is.
Zers, apparently. This is in the UK. Gut health is a very big thing. And they are saying that Gen Zers will be able to make money
Enough to pay for their school fees.
by selling their poop. It's because of fecal microbiota transplants, or FMTs.
For
Is
the
it-
boomers, right?
for the
For the
boomers.
boomers.
Is this something we actually do here?
We do have fecal microbiota transplant done for certain medical indications. Like at the moment, the only medical indication that I'm aware of is that to treat a particular infection called Clostridium difficile.
Okay.
So some people can get this very bad bacterial infection of the gut where they get very bad bloody diarrhea,
Yeah.
which doesn't respond to antibiotics. So in that kind of situation, if the patient has had recurrent infections, then we will give them stool microbiota transplant to try to change the microbiome, and hopefully the patient will recover. And it has been shown to work, which is why
Okay.
that is one of the FDA or Food Drug Administration in the US approved therapies with regards to fecal microbiota transplant.
So it
It's
is
real.
a thing.
It's a thing.
But we would say that for the other indications, like some people use it for autism spectrum disorder, some people use it for dementia, some people use it for IBS, some people use it for IBD. I think the data is still out there. We still don't have enough information or data to say that will work.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want to be rude. So what we're saying is our shit carries a lot of information
Yes.
that reads a lot into our
Yes,
bodies for not
crazy.
just
Yes.
not just
Yeah.
what goes on in our tummies, but you were mentioning autism as well.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. That's a
crazy.
first.
What did
Yeah.
Glenn say this morning? Your gut is your... What
Yeah,
is
it's
your
your
brain.
right?
Your brain.
Second brain.
Second
brain,
brain.
second
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, back to IBS and IBD. So can dietary changes be made to improve conditions like IBS, IBD, or prevent it?
So with regards to let's talk about IBS first. So with regards to IBS, the one of the diets that has a lot of information or evidence behind it is that of the low FODMAP diet.
Low
FODMAP.
FODMAP.
FODMAP stands for FODMAPS. It is an acronym for fermentable oligosaccharide, disaccharide, monosaccharide, and polyols. So these are basically carbohydrates that are easily fermentable and poorly absorbed by the guts.
Okay, so it breaks down easily.
No,
Oh, it
it doesn't
poorly.
break down.
Oh,
Yeah.
poorly, right.
So,
Okay.
so polyols usually refer to artificial sweeteners. So when you have all these carbohydrates that go in, then your body can't absorb it. So it stays inside the gut. And then when they stay inside the gut, they can exert an osmotic load, and then that draws water to it, and then that can make your stools more watery. At the same time, because they are fermentable, so when they are fermentable, when there's fermentation, there's gas. When there's gas, there's there's distension. Distension causes a sensation of bloat and discomfort, and then that causes symptoms. So, by telling patients to take less high FODMAP foods, then they can potentially reduce the chances of them having bloating or diarrhea.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And I think for many people, coffee and artificial sweeteners may be an issue. Because, we learned from a coffee expert that when the coffee cools down, becomes cool. I mean, you buy a hot cup of coffee, you want to kind of like drink it, you leave it on the table, then you kind of forget and it becomes really cold. That's when the coffee becomes extremely acidic. But not many people know that, you see.
Yeah.
They will drink that cold coffee, you know what I mean? And plus, if they put like artificial sweetener in it and all that, that could cause, irritation and bloating. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a possibility.
I mean, you talk about low FODMAP diet, right, for people with IBS and IBD, but does this also work for people who don't have IBS? Because, I mean, this doesn't seem like great food to put in anyone's body anyway.
So with regards to a normal, I mean, the person who doesn't have IBD, then may not have much benefits, because you look at the type of low foods that are high in FODMAPs. They're actually your everyday foods. Like your cabbages, your watermelons, all these are foods that we eat every day, and they are vegetables and they are fruits.
Right,
So
okay.
if you enjoy your food, if you enjoy these foods, they are healthy foods, and if you have no issues with them, then I would not tell my patients to
cut it out.
restrict. Correct?
Okay.
Because a low FODMAP diet is not meant to be a permanent thing. So usually when we put a patient on a low FODMAP diet, number one, they have to be guided by a dietitian. They avoid all FODMAPs for only a period of between 4 to 6 weeks. Subsequently, the dietitian is supposed to be there to help them to reintroduce food so that they can personalize their diet.
Right.
Yeah.
This irritable
I think
bowel...
vegans fart the most.
Not true.
He's always said that.
Yeah.
Irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease.
Inflammatory bowel
disease. Are they curable or are they managed?
I would say that they are managed because I don't think we have a cure for either. Yeah. So the good thing about for irritable bowel syndrome, there is no structural damage to the gut. There's no obvious inflammation. It's just basically something that affects your quality of life. Whereas for inflammatory bowel disease, there is obvious structural damage. There is inflammation. So when there's inflammation, that can lead to a lot of downstream consequences like scarring of the colon, causing strictures and narrowings. And then of course there's an increased risk of colon cancer or small bowel cancer. So these two conditions are different, but either ways we do not have a cure, but we have many ways of managing them. Yeah.
Can someone have both?
Yes.
Oh.
It's common to have a overlap.
Oh, okay. So it is. So someone with IBS, can that turn into IBD?
Usually not. It's usually
The other way
converse,
around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Wow. That must be painful.
Okay, questions for the doctor. You can send in your questions on our Facebook page.
Yeah, for
okay, and we'll try and get the doctor to answer your questions.
Aaron has a question on our Facebook page. He
okay.
said, I read somewhere that taking mushrooms of all sorts helps increase gut biome variety, making it more healthy. Mushrooms.
So with regards to mushrooms are most mushrooms are high FODMAP food, so you have to be careful. People who are sensitive to it, they can get more bloating. With regards to
Okay, doctor, hold on. I tell you what.
We'll ask the question
We'll
again.
ask the question on air because
Okay.
we only have 15 seconds
Okay.
going back on air. Stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the Bishan flyover towards Lornie, right after Bishan Road, avoid the left lane. An accident has been spotted. Also on the CTE towards the AYE before the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 exit, avoid lane 5. Another accident has been spotted. And finally, on the main roads, Crawford Street, heading towards Kallang Road after Northbridge Road, yet another accident situation. Wherever you are this morning, stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Hey, Good Morning Doctor is back, and we have with us Dr. Chen Weihao, gastroenterologist from Parkway East Hospital, with us this morning.
And we've got a couple of questions on our Facebook page. One is quite interesting, but I'll give you the first question we got. I read somewhere, this is from Aaron, I read somewhere that taking mushrooms of all sorts helps increase the gut biome variety, making it more healthy. Is this true?
You cannot say all sorts of mushrooms.
Exactly.
They are magic mushrooms. He cannot talk.
I don't think he means...
cannot say all.
I don't think he
You know
means
what he
that.
means?
That's
All
it.
edible mushrooms.
Edible mushrooms, yeah.
So there's truth in that, definitely, because we know that taking vegetables or taking fungi would basically all sorts of fruits and vegetables, a wide variety of them, will have benefits to your gut microbiome. So it will it will introduce more variety, it will encourage more variety of bacteria in the gut. But that being said, I think I mentioned earlier, so there's this group of foods called high FODMAP foods that are more fermentable and can cause more bloating in susceptible individuals. So many mushrooms are considered high FODMAPs.
Okay. The other question from Benjamin is, Benjamin has bowel movement 2 to 3 times a day. He's asking, is it normal? What is normal?
That's a very good question which I get every day. So normal bowel movement is a range. Okay, so normal bowel frequency is to not go to the toilet more than 3 times a day and to not go to the toilet less than 3 times a week. Anything in between
3
is
times a
considered
week.
normal.
Okay.
With regards to the stool type, there's also a great variety.
Yeah.
So we usually refer to this chart called the Bristol stool chart. So the Bristol stool chart is from 1 to 7. We would say that for men, normal stool type is between type 3 to type 5, which is a bit of like a log shape in the kind of thing. And then for women, it's between type 2 to type 6.
Because our intestines are very different, right? In length and stuff like that. I know the women's intestines are much longer than the men's intestines, so our food takes a lot longer to...
I would think that the length of the intestines will depend on the person's build.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then again, men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
This is
so-
true as well. Yes, yes. Okay, so you talk about the food, the FODMAP, low FODMAP diet for people with IBS and IBD. What about foods that are easy on the stomach? You know, for someone that has IBS or IBD, something that's that doesn't affect your insides so much.
Like what,
Doesn't
porridge?
No,
for example?
I'm just
No.
wondering, like, if people are suffering from it, maybe they've just been diagnosed. What is something that is calm on the stomach in general? Is there anything, like, would people drink tea to settle their stomach because there is pain involved? Would people eat porridge? Would they be more on a liquid diet?
Okay, so I would say that for in general, especially for patients with inflammatory bowel disease, the diet that we highly recommend would be a Mediterranean type diet.
Okay.
So this is a diet that is rich in your fruits and vegetables, complex carbohydrates, basically low in salt, low in sugar, and basically splatterings of meat. And for meat, I think for Mediterranean type diet, we usually recommend white meats,
White
like
meat,
fish,
not red,
more
yeah.
than red meats. Red meats maybe a few times a month if possible.
Yeah.
We also tell patients to basically avoid ultra processed foods. So ultra processed foods are foods that have gone through a lot of in processing. So they tend to be foods that are high in sugar, high in fat, high in salt, and have a lot of preservatives.
Spam.
Okay.
Yeah, so we know that a lot of the preservatives that we have, we call them emulsifiers. So you know your mayonnaise, right? You make mayonnaise on your own. The oil and the thing would separate.
Yeah.
But you buy those from
It's all
the
mixed
counter,
in,
it's all
yeah.
mixed in.
Yeah.
So why they are so nice, they look so good, is because of emulsifiers.
Yeah.
And we know
Right.
that a lot of emulsifiers, they can actually affect the mucus. There's this layer of mucus that lines the intestine. It can affect the mucus and then makes the gut more permeable.
Oh.
So what you're saying,
susceptible.
if you want to have mayonnaise, making it on your own at home would probably be better than buying it out of a
Well,
bottle.
I don't know how many people know how
Exactly.
to
Yeah,
make
somebody unlikely. but there's some people who can.
who would, yeah,
Actually,
because
that-
they
yeah.
care for their what's going
But
on
like for
inside.
you, the mayonnaise, I mean, I'm sure you've made
I eat mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. There you go.
mayonnaise,
So
yeah.
it's not really mayonnaise anyway.
It is mayonnaise. It's just without the dairy, and it's just without the egg, and I can make it with lots of different things. But that's not the question I wanted to ask. Let's go back on the Big
Yeah.
Show TV. I just want to find out a little bit more about the fish, red meat, and white meat. that
All
you
right,
mentioned.
it's 8:17.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought
So you were saying you would recommend a Mediterranean diet, and when it comes to eating meat, more fish, more chicken, white meat, and red meat just a few times a month. Why would you say cut down the red meat?
Yeah, so this is more pertaining to inflammatory bowel disease. So inflammatory bowel disease is that basically three broad groups of inflammatory bowel disease. There's Crohn's disease, or we say CD, and there's ulcerative colitis, or we say UC. There's a third smaller group called indeterminate colitis. So this is the group of patients where we don't really know where to put them. Then we can't differentiate between whether they have CD or UC. Then we call them indeterminate colitis. So there's been data to show that people who take a lot of red meat, especially those with ulcerative colitis, are more prone to having inflammation and flare-ups.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But still, some of us can't resist
Red
that
meat,
red meat.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I had a nice 200 grams of ribeye yesterday, medium rare, with
We-
a nice glass of wine.
Okay, all right. We have a question from Roz on our WhatsApp. Roz says, I often have heartburn, especially past 11 p.m. Do I see a gastroenterologist specialist about this issue?
Yeah, definitely.
And would you happen to say why this heartburn comes up after 11 p.m.?
Like, so
Would you be able to say?
So many a time people get heartburn because there's the gastric contents or the stomach contents go up back into the food pipe, causing them to have the burning sensation. So a lot of times for people, then we have to ask them about their lifestyle. Are they having their dinner too late at night? And what are they having for dinner? If they have a lot of food that is high in fat, then when you have a lot of fat in the stomach emptying time increases. So food takes a longer time to leave the stomach. And when you have more food in the stomach, there's a higher chance that you can have things refluxing upwards.
So what about a high acidic diet? Does that play a part as well? For acid reflux?
Yes.
Yes.
Only because of the name,
Yeah. So we do know that if let's say you take a lot of food that is high in acid, things that are very sour, very spicy, then if they were to reflux up, it's more likely to cause you to have symptoms. Yeah.
So in the event that happens, would you recommend those, they sell the fruit salts and all that? Yeah.
The
You know,
what?
fruit salts.
Like
Eno,
the
like
Epsom,
Eno,
yeah.
I guess
No,
I'm
like
saying.
Eno,
Eno, after
Or
you-
even your that pink stuff, the antacid.
Because my
out
mom
of
used
a
to tell me
bottle.
that, right? Like drink, that Eno, and
Yeah.
then when you burp, right? You start burping, then you start to feel better.
Is that a myth or true?
There's some truth in that. So a lot of times the inner will be helpful for patients with bloating issues. So they when you burp, they actually release the excess
Air.
gas that is in the tummy. So that can be helpful for the symptoms. With regards to the antacids, what they basically do is they neutralize the acid that's already in the stomach. So if the refluxate or the things that reflux upwards is not so acidic, then you may not create so much symptoms. So that's where it's helpful lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Malati on our Facebook page has said, I had severe IBS, only to realize I was severely dehydrated and acidic. So changing my diet to a more alkaline diet and hydrating myself more worked. True, change to an alkaline
diet.
Yeah, alcohol.
No, alkaline diet. Yeah.
We have to look at what the alkaline diet consists of. Maybe the alkaline diet is one that is more natural, less preservatives, and has less FODMAPs. That may be the reason why. With regards to hydration is definitely important, because a lot of times if we were to take fiber, if we take fiber without fluids, then the fiber can actually clump up and harden and cause more constipation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it really depends. We have to look at the individual constituents of the diet, then we can be able to.
You can tell from the shape of the stool if you are hydrated or not. If it's too firm and too hard, it means you need more water. I mean,
possibly.
And fiber is not all made equal, right? There are some that are insoluble fibers as well, and some vegetables as well that are insoluble fibers.
So that's a good question. So there's soluble fiber, then there's insoluble fiber. So insoluble fiber are those that we call roughage. So they adds a lot of bulk to the stool. But if you don't have enough fluids, then it becomes very hard and lumpy. The soluble fibers are those that can form a gel-like consistency and hold on to water. So these are the types of fiber that helps you to loosen the stool or give it a nice consistency. Yeah. So most foods that contain fiber would have a bit of both. So but there are definitely
water content in it as well as fiber.
Yeah. So
right,
so there are definitely some foods that have more soluble fiber than others, but we just have to look at it and find out lah.
I tell you, doctor, these days you must be so busy, and the reason why people are making you busy is because why. Nowadays, there's so many of these trendy diets, and everybody is experimenting, and in the process, they are upsetting their tummies. Intermittent fasting lah, fast for 22 hours lah, eat for 2 hours after that.
Is that good?
No problem, I can take it. I can fast up to 20 hours, but a bit more than that already, a bit uncomfortable.
No, but is that good in the long run though? Like intermittent fasting, or is everyone able to intermittent fast? Like
not every day. No.
But for Glenn, I mean, he sees daily, he sees he's fine and all that. But in the long run, I mean, have you seen any cases where it doesn't do any good for the stomach?
I mean, I'm not an expert in fasting, but I would say that the jury is still out there with regards to the efficacy of intermittent fasting. There are many people, anecdotal evidence that they say that, I do lose weight when I'm intermittent fasting. But you look at it, you will lose weight if your overall calorie intake is lower than your calorie expenditure. You will definitely lose weight. I mean, recently there has been this study which also has been picked apart by experts that suggests that people who do intermittent fasting are more prone to having certain adverse events like heart conditions and things like that. So,
really?
So the jury is still out there. There's a lot of things that say that intermittent fasting is good, but there's a lot of data to say that there may be some harm that comes to it.
So more studies need to be done.
Yeah, and everybody's a little bit different. So I would think that if it works for you, why not?
Yeah.
But always, if you want to try any diet, you should always think about getting the help of a dietitian, because there has been an increase in the number of cases of orthorexia.
What's orthorexia?
So everybody has sort of anorexia, right, or bulimia. These are basically eating disorders that are related to false body image. That means they have a misconception of their own body image.
Dysmorphia,
Yeah. So orthorexia is when people, they follow a certain diet because of certain health beliefs. They believe that eating in a certain way would be beneficial for their health.
Right.
Okay.
So I think all of us fall into that kind of thing as well. But there's an extreme form of orthorexia known as ARFID, avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. So these are people who they believe that their symptoms are due to food or certain types of food. So they also, I avoid food A for today, and I feel a bit better, so therefore I'm right. I don't eat food A anymore. But then a few days later they get the symptoms again. Then they say, maybe I'm missing something. Then they start to avoid food B, and over time they build up this alphabet list of things that they cannot eat.
Right.
And once they start to lose weight and become malnourished, then that we call that ARFID, ARFID.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
we don't want people to develop this kind of forced eating patterns.
It's almost like
orthorexia.
anorexia.
That's why it said it's
bulimia.
called orthorexia nervosa.
Right.
An obsession with healthy eating associated with restrictive behaviors. So you have to stay away from certain things. I want to talk about alcohol. We all enjoy our alcohol now
I don't
and then.
drink. These two. Oh my goodness.
You were just the one that said you had red wine with your meat
Yeah,
last night.
exactly.
You
I
just
did
said
say
it,
that,
yeah.
actually.
We have 1 minute left. I might need to ask you this again. But does alcohol affect people with IBS and IBD? In a nutshell?
Depends what type of alcohol, right?
Yes,
Oh, no. In a
Really?
nutshell, yes, or depends what type of alcohol?
I would say yes.
Yes, all around.
I don't think I can't think of any health benefits from drinking alcohol.
Usually after a
dear.
meal,
Happiness.
beer is kind of good, I always feel, because it makes
Inhibition.
me burp.
Yeah, that's true. Gets all that gas out, right? Okay,
The
let's.
doctor
go
has
back.
said no, okay? All right, the doctor has said no. Alcohol is not good.
Doctor, do you
for the
enjoy
gut.
a drink or two once in a while?
No.
Oh, this is why he says no
Ah,
as
there you
well.
go.
See,
Yes, truly.
that's that makes a difference.
Truly a man who practices what
What he preaches,
Okay, I think that's all the time we have. No,
Going back
not
on-
yet. Oh,
on
going back on air.
air.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
Last
I
talk
saw
set.
the sign on there. It's like, okay, we're done. All right. Stand by.
Oh my god, I'm such a catfish.
Kiss 92 traffic.
A couple of situations. The first is on the CTE towards the SLE at the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 entrance, as well as the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1 exit on the same stretch. Vehicles have broken down in those spots. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning on our first episode of Good Morning Doctor is Dr. Chen Weihao, gastroenterologist from Parkway East Hospital. We're almost done with today's segment. We're going to end off with the last two questions, which is to wrap. Everyone who has some form of gut issue, who's tuned in right now, who have been, suffering for a prolonged period of time, what advice do you have for them?
I would say that if you've been having symptoms for a long time, you should seek medical attention, and there are many ways we can help our patients. We may not be able to get rid of everything, or we may be able to cure you, but definitely there are many ways or many interventions we can do for the patient to improve their quality of life. Yeah.
Are people born with IBS, IBD, or is it a lifestyle thing?
For IBD, there's a genetic predisposition.
Okay.
So, but definitely environmental factors play a role, because we believe that the immune system goes haywire in IBD to create that abnormal inflammatory response, and these triggers can be coming from the environment, like the food you eat or the chemicals you're exposed to, or it can come from the microbiome. So let's say, the
So it is
antibiotics.
preventable
Yeah.
from an early age.
Yeah, I mean breastfeeding. Breastfed babies are shown to have less likelihood of getting inflammatory bowel disease compared to their non-breastfed peers.
Oh wow!
Really?
Okay,
Interesting.
okay, that's a good tip.
That's
there.
Oh my
Very
goodness, I didn't know
interesting.
that.
Yeah,
so it's like
'cause
they always say breastfeeding is the best.
Breast
right?
milk
Yeah.
is the best milk. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom gave me formula.
This is why you turned out
Now
the way
we
you
know
do.
why you are the way you are.
What do you mean? Anyway, thank you very much, Doctor, for joining. We hope you had fun as well. And this has been very, very educational and informative as well. So I certainly hope the KISS fans enjoyed today's session. Dr. Chen Weihao, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to The Big Show's Good Morning Doctor, brought to you by Parkway East Hospital. Parkway East Hospital feels like home. Visit parkwayeast.com.sg for more information.
The Big Show. Kiss 92.
How you doing, young lady? The feeling that you're giving really drives me crazy. You don't have a play about the choke. I was at a loss for words first time that we spoke.
You're looking for a girl that'll treat you right. You're looking for in the daytime with a light.
You might be the type if I play my cards right. I'll find out by the end of the night.
You expect me to just let you hit it, but will you still respect me if you get it?
All I can do is try, give me one chance. What's the problem? I don't see the ring on your hand. I'll be the first to admit I'm curious about you. You seem so innocent.
You wanna get in my world, get lost in it. Boy, I'm tired of running, let's walk for a minute.
Promiscuous girl, whatever you are, I'm all alone, and it's you that I want.
Promiscuous boy, you already know that I'm all yours. What you waiting are red, some diamonds are blue. Chivalry is dead, but you're still kinda cute.
Hey, I can't keep my mind off you. Where you at? Do you mind if I come through?
I'm out of this world, come with me to my planet. Get you on my level, do you think that you could handle it?
They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Recognize game, I'ma lay mine down.
I'm a big girl, I can handle myself. But if we get lonely, I'ma need your help. Pay attention to me, I don't talk for my health.
I want you on my team.
So does everybody else.
Baby, we can keep it on the low. Let your guard down, ain't nobody gotta know. If you with a girl, I know a place we can go.
What kind of girl do you take me for?
Promiscuous girl, whatever you are, I'm all alone, and it's you that I want.
Promiscuous boy, you already know that I'm all yours. What you waiting for?
Promiscuous girl, you teasing me. You know what I want, and I got what you need.
Promiscuous boy, let's get to the point. 'Cause we all alone. You ready?
Don't be mad, don't get me.
Don't get mad, don't be mean.
Hey, don't be mad, don't get me.
Don't get mad, don't be mean.
Wait, I don't mean no harm. I can see you with my t-shirt on.
I can see you with nothing on. Feeling on me before you bring that on.
Bring that home.
You know what I mean.
Girl, I'm a freak, you shouldn't say those things.
I'm only trying to get inside of your brain and see if you can work me the way you say.
It's okay, it's alright. I got something that you gon' like.
Is it the truth or are you talking trash? Is the game MVP like Steve Nash?
Promiscuous girl, whatever you are, I'm all alone, and it's you that I want.
Promiscuous boy, I'm calling your name, but you're driving me crazy the way you're making me wait.
Promiscuous girl, you teasing me. You know what I want, and I got what you need.
Oh, I will see you there.
Yeah.
Are you running?
No, I mean, I'm going to host it, but I'm also going to run. Maybe
We're
5
coming
kilometers
back on
somewhere.
it, going on air.
Stand by. Nelly Furtado featuring Timbaland, Promiscuous, right here on Kiss 92. That's FD for you.
What?
Promiscuous.
What? Stop telling
I
everybody
think
my
among us, I
secrets.
think you're probably the most promiscuous
Oh
one.
my gosh! Wow.
I'm not saying anything.
This guy, back in the day, oh my goodness. Anyway, our second guest for today is someone I have been courting for a while.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
I told my producers, can you please get Simon?
So busy he
Simon
was.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has it been since I first mentioned it? I think about 1 year.
No, not that long.
Few
months.
Not few months. At least 6-7 months or whatever lah. So I mean, you're finally
Sure,
here.
no, you can tell the truth. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
you see her face. You know that
Her
she's
face.
like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
But anyone I ask her to get, she'll be able to somehow get. So we're very, very happy. One of the biggest influencers in Singapore right now is Simon Kung, also known as Simon Boy. You can follow him on Instagram at Simon Boy. Oh my goodness, how many Ys?
Seven.
Seven Ys.
Ys.
7 wise.
Why the 6 Ys was taken? Is it?
1, 2.
No, either a single Y or 7.
I know why 7.
Why 7?
Because 7 is the number of perfection.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
is
go.
And guess when
it?
is my
That.
solemnization?
7. Wow.
See? Not many people. What is the number 5?
Number 5. I don't know.
Then
The
you
number of grace.
your Glenn should have 7 ends then.
My
Your has 3 ends now.
That's
What's
true.
3? You don't know. 'Cause
Holy,
two-
holy.
the Holy Trinity.
The Trinity, exactly. Every numeral has a significance. You
So
know?
your solemnization is on the 7/7/2024. Congratulations. So
Wow.
you-
Congrats.
Well, you say solemnization, you
Yeah
go
lah.
congrats, right?
Start with one woman for the rest of my life.
Oh, you're
Oh, you're a
Chloe.
daring man.
No, she's on the way to work. She never watched.
but she can hear. This is on radio right now.
And you follow at Simon Girl.
Yeah.
So is there
Yeah.
7 L's as well?
Yeah, 7L.
There
7
you go.
L's as
Y'all
well.
follow her can but guys, y'all don't message her. I tell you. Don't play around, my girl.
So, can you tell us? Okay, so everyone wants to know a little bit more about Simon Boy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing very well right now. You know, we are very happy. You're very blessed and all that. But for the people who know your story, they know your story. But for the people who don't know your story, could you give us a little bit of a background?
I really agree when Glenn said that I'm very blessed. I really feel very blessed. So 3 years ago, I came out from a halfway house because I have a 16 years of drug history. So 2021, I stepped back into society. I was very lost in direction because I didn't have any qualification and I have $50 only when I stepped back. Yeah, mid of 2021. So I was very lost, very discouraged. But I remember back in 2019, it was this feeling and thoughts that I went through which made me relapse. So 2021, I know like not having a direction can make me sway easily. But I know I cannot relapse this time really because I reached a very dark period of time in 2019. Then 2021, I start to watch TikTok, because that period, that year, TikTok was quite hot lah.
Yeah.
Then I saw a lot of entertaining videos like Maito, Sham Rahman, Liu Ki Chan. Then I was very inspired. I see, hey, all these guys very funny. I think I can also be like very funny. So I try to create TikTok videos, but same thing in life, I don't know my direction. But in content, I also don't know my direction. So I have to explore from there, and I made like a few videos, but I have no views at all. Then I call my friend, hello, hey, you can help me like my video or not? I want to be TikToker. And they were laughing at me after that. And I posted one video sharing about my personal story about my drug journey.
And that's when it went viral.
Yeah, and I uploaded it at 4 a.m. Back then, I didn't know anything about algorithm.
Right.
Yeah. And guess what? 4 a.m., 8 a.m., I woke up. The video went very viral. Boom! And I put a verse I put a Bible verse God is love. And I think it was that made me like, wow, that video went viral.
But what made you want to share your story? I mean,
why?
did you share your story because you wanted the likes and the views, or did you share your story because you thought it was a good story to share and somebody can learn from it?
I think first of all, why I share is because I know that I am putting a clean stop to this thing, like the drugs. I really want to put a complete stop, and I'm because of my faith, I also believe that it's a testimony to share it, and if it's for the benefit of
anybody,
everyone in the community, right? I don't, because I always knew that these 16 years of abuse, drug abuse, is not supposed to go to waste like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can do, but I truly believe that, I need to use it for good.
That's amazing. He's taking his 16 years of all that time and awfulness that you went through and making it positive.
Because, the old-fashioned way is, okay, what's
Let's
in the
forget
past
about
is
that. Let's forget about it, yeah.
Okay, that's history already. We start from here,
Yeah.
But it's great that you recognize, how blessed you are at this point, and you can help so many others who may be
Going
in the
through the
position
same
you
thing.
were, back then. So that's fantastic. Let's continue to talk to Simon Boy right here on The Big Show. Up next, coming up very, very soon, we have music from Pharrell Williams. Keep it right here.
Wake up.
I think my eyes are going flat. I can't...
Anything from Facebook?
No, but something from me. You went through these 16 years of dark times. Now you talk about how blessed you are. Now you talk about how religion has played a part in your life.
Yep.
How did you find that?
You mean my faith?
Religion.
Your faith.
So we can talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course you can.
Yeah, of course.
So I reached a point in 2016. I was struggling with drug addiction really. I have no way out really. I remember the testimonies that I have ever come across by Calvin So. He was abusing drugs for 30, 40 years and then he shared his testimony. So when I was watching that testimony, I was struggling with drugs and I was going through my first divorce. So I knew that drug was the issue. And then I watched, and at the end of the video, he said, if you want to try this Jesus with me, then you say this sinner's prayer. Back then, I don't believe in all this because
you weren't brought up a Christian or
no,
Catholic.
and I'm a very rebellious person. I don't tell me all this rubbish. Back then I was like that. But until I really thought, hey, I have no way out, then I go and try. And then from there, of course, it wasn't a bit of roses. You know, I still fall, I still got into trouble. But it's a long journey. We've got lah. So you will get to experience and encounter him. And there are many encounters that I have, personal testimony that is really very amazing. Which make me cannot deny God anymore.
He's gonna make me
Right.
cry.
Yeah.
Oh my God, tears in my eyes already.
Oh.
It is
But
such a
see,
great
you see,
story.
You've already touched.
This is how strong
A
this
person.
journey is.
Yeah, I mean, Simon, I'm sure there's somebody listening or watching, and it may not be them, but it may be someone that they know that is going through a tough time. It may not be with drugs.
Yeah.
It could be with anything.
Anything.
But the fact that you came out of it after so long, what do you have to say to those people that are just trying to say something to that person or trying themselves to come out of something?
I think no matter what we are going through, you know, back then I didn't have I didn't know the direction. That means I cannot foresee what is to come, but I knew I cannot give up. I did give up before in life. That means I literally give up. I really can we say the word
No
Like,
vulgar, no
not
vulgar.
vulgar.
in Mandarin, huh? In what?
like it's I went to a very dark moment
Yeah, that's okay, that's fine.
yeah. So I actually attempted to take my own life.
Okay.
I really went through that, and it was a very dark period. But I was very blessed and very lucky because in 2022 to 2023, I just in between that year, I have 4 friends passing away in 8 months,
Wow.
and they are
Because
all
of they were addicted.
yes.
Okay.
So and to me, it really touches my heart because I went through that, and it's very tough. So I am very blessed that it didn't succeed lah. So and if that day it succeed then all the things that I have today and able to do today, wow, will not
All
happen
gone.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
that's
gone.
why I say I'm very blessed, and when I'm very blessed, I also hope that through the story, others can receive something also lah.
And of course, your little girl needs you, Megan.
Yeah.
How old is she now?
Actually, she's not around already.
Is she? Oh, she's not. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
so
okay
sorry.
because I
I did not know. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's okay because I didn't share openly.
I did not know.
Yeah, it's okay really
My
because
apologies.
I have healed from there. So God is amazing, man. I cannot deny the fact that God has been very good to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my apologies.
Oh, it's okay. Don't. I'm really okay.
Okay.
We have to face situation and all these like bravely lah. If not, we every time we will stay down
Yeah.
there. So
No
Forward,
doubt
yeah.
that you are very, very brave.
Inspirational as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
trying my best. Trying my best.
And he said, see, once upon a time, you had like $50 in your wallet. Now,
Now I
goodness.
still only got about 500.
But that's in your wallet.
rest
Let's
you
talk
give
about
Simon
bank
Girl,
account.
No, cannot.
okay, let's go back on air.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is. You, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Pharrell Williams with Happy right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Our second guest for this morning is Simon Boy. Welcome, Simon.
Yay!
Simon, what does it feel to be an influencer? What's that feel like?
Very happy lah. But I went through a phase where I was begging for food before.
It got that bad?
Yeah, and I was digging up rubbish bin for
Food.
for the residue, for the drug residue left over that
Oh,
people
wow.
have thrown away
Oh,
before.
and you knew exactly where.
I know, yeah. So to me, I really came from there. So end of day, at this age, like I'm 37, I always remember how to be humble because I came from there.
Right.
Yeah, like literally a beggar. I went to my hawker and I say I didn't eat for I think 2 days, and I was so hungry and very weak because of my drug abuse. I have 0 cents on me. My house, all the coins are my mother's money. Oh, I dig until no more already at the whole house. So I went to the hawker. I feel very weak and I asked, Uncle, can you give me a bowl of soup? Then pride lah, I don't want to ask for food. I ask for a bowl of soup because when you refill soup, it's free one.
Yeah,
the bak chor.
yeah.
At 527 Ang Mo Kio there.
See, so
You
so
remember
sweet
that?
of him, right?
Yeah.
He's giving them a little bit of
good
exposure.
exposure.
Where
Yeah.
again? 527.
527 Ang Mo Kio, the
Ang Mo
bak chor.
Bak chor
Yeah, it's
mee.
24 hours one. Yeah, at the hawker. Yeah.
And he gave you the
And he
soup.
gave me and he asked me because I used to eat there. Then he said, Tia, you want to eat anything or not? He knows something is wrong lah, but he never say so much. I said, Uncle, it's okay. Can I have a bowl of soup? So he give me a bowl of soup and I drink. And when I was drinking, I was asking myself, how come back then it's 2017, 7 years ago, I was 30 years old. Yeah, 30 is a significant number in in the Bible. So I asked myself, how come all the 30 years old people is so strong and they are doing so well and I'm asking for a bowl of soup. And then so now that I have all this, I feel very blessed and very humble lah, to be honest. Yeah, you ask me to be proud. Honestly, I don't dare to be proud because whatever that I have today can also be removed tomorrow.
That is
that is
very
true.
true.
Yeah, so
Overnight,
I really don't dare to be proud. And there are a lot of people doing even way better than me. So 你要比不完啊。
Well, what's that mean?
Means you want to compete also. It's like, you
Yeah, you are
right.
nowhere to near those that are really high up there.
Exactly.
Unable to.
It's like just be happy where you are
Yeah, very happy.
and just let it flow. you know.
Yeah.
Live
Enjoy a bit first.
the let go life.
Yeah.
Huh? How about that? You're amazing, Simon.
You're
we
very
really have a good
inspirational,
time talking to you. And Simon's videos and all that are so very, very funny. Do we still have some time, like on air right now? We don't have to go off air, right? At the moment? Okay, yeah. We still have time. So, in terms of your videos, I mean, we were talking earlier on when you first came into the studio. That was off air. But for the people who are listening in, you have your crew when it comes to producing your commercial videos, so to speak. How many members do you have in your team?
I have a Cam A, Cam B, and they do editing as well. So I also have an intern that is learning how to do editing. Yeah. Because
that's so good. Even we don't have.
Because intern
Yeah, exactly.
Cheaper ma.
This is true. Sometimes free also. But Simon, like, who comes up with the ideas of the content?
I
All
have
of
to
it?
Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I also quite particular about this thing.
Where do you get your inspiration from, though?
To be honest, at the very beginning phase, right, I write original script. That means I will write my own script. But when your things are very piled up, you have to take reference
From others.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I always believe that I am very okay with people say, you copy this one, you copy it. It's okay because I copy it well.
Yeah.
I honor the original creator by doing a good content with the story.
Yeah.
So I never let them down.
Yeah.
Or you try to do even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. but-
Imitation is the ultimate flattery.
Yeah,
and
because-
one day
Yeah.
somebody's going to copy you.
Yes, I'm really very okay with that.
You'll be
That
flattered,
means,
yeah.
that means my things are good.
Are good.
That's why you want to do. And to be honest, how I learn about content creation, because I self-learn. So when I learn, I try to imitate videos.
Okay.
You try to learn the effects and things like that. So it's how you got better.
Right. No, I just love your videos. It's just so entertaining.
You like the
Seriously.
Abing one only, right?
Huh?
Because he is an abeng himself.
I am actually,
he is an abeng, so
yes.
you
see
can
a
Very
see
triangle
young
on
age.
the arm.
yeah.
Because Glenn says he is Singapore's biggest.
biggest abeng. Yeah,
Actually,
so
because my first girlfriend was Alian.
but
So after, you never forget your first.
Simon
You know
girl
what
also alien You all don't see her like that.
Yeah, but the best. They're the best. They're they're the best. They're the kindest. They're so fun. Oh, I better not say too much.
Too much, yeah.
Because I'm not with an alien.
you know you're not.
Do you charge a lot, not? Maybe I want to hire your services.
How
as
much
well.
is a lot?
We don't know. It's all
Yeah, we
relative,
don't
Maybe
know.
we
right?
can talk later.
We can definitely
I was
talk.
thinking
yeah.
Simon Boy, and then X because
Glenn.
he
Right,
Glenn
right.
Boy is he collaborates.
With collaboration
Simon
with
Boy,
Glenn.
X, The Big Show.
Oh,
Ah.
that'll be fun.
See, I always think
You're
about
gonna
my
come
team.
up with
I don't think
content
about
for us.
myself.
Ah.
Yeah,
But you will be
he's
paid.
confused. Look at him. He's like,
You'll be paid.
okay,
You'll be blessed.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Simon on The Big Show TV. Stand by also coming up, headline news and sports.
I want to ask you, as an influencer, Simon, every influencer, even non-influencers, need to get those likes and those views. You know what I mean? I mean, if you the only reason you put a photo up on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, videos or whatever, it's to get attention.
Yes.
Nobody just does it just for even if it's private, you want all your family and
Of
friends
course.
to like it, right?
Yeah.
What do you do when there are not so many likes, not so many views as you hoped there would be? Do you get affected by it? Because this is your job.
Yeah, I think at the very beginning phase, you will get affected because a video is really not easy to create.
Yeah.
You go to shoot for 3 to 4 hours, then you need to edit
So much work, yeah.
maybe 8 hours straight. Then before that, you need to write the script, you need to plan, you need to coordinate. Maybe total in all, I would say it's about 15 to 16 hours of work for that 3-minute videos.
Yeah.
15?
Yeah,
15 to 16
hours.
Well, I mean, we've done TV before, but
15.
that's a lot.
It
That's a lot.
is, yeah.
But that's from scripting to shooting
Yeah.
to editing to put out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Start to
lot.
finish,
Yeah,
yeah. And you
and-
gotta think, I mean, you just look at these videos, they look like so much fun.
Yeah.
But there is a script that goes into
Yeah.
it,
Correct, correct.
and
Yeah.
it looks like something that you just churn out,
Yeah, so after putting all this effort, you want
Likes.
the
views.
response,
Yeah.
and you also have to answer to the people that is acting with you in the video. Sometimes
And your client as well.
correct, yeah, especially the client.
Yeah.
But as you continue to build your account until a certain stage, then it will be kind of stable already. There will have minimum
Views and
views
likes.
and likes.
likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would-
Si-
oh, yeah.
Wait, I've got some questions from Instagram for Simon, actually.
Yep.
This is from at Zik the Best, who asks, what inspired you to become a content creator?
To be very, very frank, I didn't have any other option because in 2021 I have no money at all, and my mother is getting old, and she's still working at that point of time. So as a son, I feel very lost, very pressure, very stressed. Not the negative side, but positive side. I need to do something. I need to do something because my mother was about going to hit 70 very soon at that point of time, and she couldn't work really. And when I was in prison, she ever asked me during one of the visit, Simon, when do you think mommy can retire?
Oh.
Yeah, and I walked back to myself. I feel so sad, and I was tearing lah. And it always I always ask myself how do I support my mother and make her retire, because she need to support her house, need to support herself, need to support her insurance. So 2021 when I was sending food delivery is a okay job. You can earn money if you really work very hard. But for me, I didn't have the motivation to work. So I keep on exploring, and content was one way, because back then live selling was quite hot. So I thought, maybe I can learn social media and then go into live streaming to earn some part-time money lah.
Right.
Yeah, 1 month if I earn extra 1,000, even if I work a 2,000 plus job, I can get 3,000 plus.
Yes.
But you're very blessed that being an influencer worked for you,
Yeah.
because a lot of people want to be influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people
But you're
want to
likable,
create
you see, so
content.
you're likable and you are honest.
Not
I think
everybody-
sometimes
honesty
honest
is,
and
yeah.
real. Must be real.
Must be
Yeah,
real.
must be real.
Yes.
Going back on
Very
air last time.
Okay, and I've got another question
Okay.
for you.
Not because I'm asleep. I don't think I'm ready for the cliche speech. I'm tired, but I can't explain.
Jasmine Soko with Tired. I think she wrote this song when she was really tired. You listen to the lyrics. Yeah.
She sounds tired.
She's
as
so
well?
cute though,
She
Jasmine
is
Soko.
cute. Yeah.
Wow, she very pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but before,
yeah.
remember when she wore her mask?
She
and
covered her
nobody,
face.
Nobody knew what she looked like, or you.
At the
No,
start of her career. yeah.
I like her mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what is under the mask.
Yeah, she's
For the
pretty under the
For the
mask.
longest
She's
time,
pretty good.
I thought maybe not so pretty. That's why she had the mask on. Then when she took off the mask,
Thank goodness.
quite cute. I felt like just pinching her nose a bit.
If I never get married, oh no.
Careful. Oh yeah, your wife's not watching, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's okay. No.
If I wasn't married, as oh, no.
Yeah, I know your wife.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Careful
yes.
now.
But I'm sure you didn't have quite as much fun when you were on the show, because they'll tell you what
More
to
fun
say.
here, right?
Over here, it's like, it's okay. Just say whatever you want to say.
Really? Can anything?
Can. You already said quite a lot already.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, one more question from someone on Instagram. This is at Pretty Cheerios, who is asking Simon, what are your future goals?
That's nice.
Honestly, my dream after having a two-time divorce, I'm very
Wait. You divorced twice.
Twice.
Okay, high five.
So this your third, is it?
Wow.
This your third.
all like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
this one. Abings, all the Abings.
Yeah, all very jialat lah.
Let's hope not the third time.
Knock on wood, knock on wood.
Yeah, so this time I really want to like you very.
This is the
blissful
last one.
family. Yeah, last already.
Last
If not
already.
I.
Yeah, I just said like, wow, third time better be lucky, man.
Third is the charm. Then I want to have kids, you know. Of course, after losing my daughter, I really want to be a good father. You know, I want to be like have a happy family lah.
Family.
That's my wish. But I also am hustling very hard into becoming an entrepreneur because I remember that back then a lot of people really look down on drug addicts. And to be honest, as a ex-drug addict or even a drug, I cannot blame them because it's the behavior and things that I do, you know, stealing, cheating, lying to them and things like that. So, but I want everybody to know that, you know, when we are given a chance and an opportunity, right, we can make a change also. So we can also achieve more than what we put that limit to ourselves lah. You know, back then I really never expect that I can be doing all these things. You know, so I just want to achieve some things and let people have that encouragement that everything is possible. One.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So from a ex-drug addict become a so-called influencer, then become, you know, have the opportunity
Businessman.
to go on big screen, then have a few business ventures.
Money,
Yeah.
money no enough,
Money
right?
no enough.
No,
Yeah.
Yes, you
So
were
very blessed.
on
How
that.
can I say that I'm not blessed?
But Jack is also such a nice guy. I mean, I've known
Yes.
Jack for a long time.
Just a final question. Entrepreneur. What
Yeah,
bus-
but
what-
before
what-
that, I got one more
oh,
question.
oh,
But
okay.
then you
what-
collaborated with a really hot Thai influencer.
yeah, wow.
When I saw that, I'm like, oh my
Sorry,
god.
It's like also again,
God,
if you're
please
not
forgive
married.
If
me.
I knew you, if I knew you at that time, I'll text you.
No,
Sorry,
we are
can I come
busy.
down
Sorry
for
again.
that?
Don't contact us.
Last question. What would your dream business venture be? Very quickly.
I want to have a business where, of course, the income is good enough and I can. So those people that are following me, right? Like example, my DOP, the Chem A guy, he really been through a lot with me in the past half a year. So, when I have a business that can have a big income, I want to give a bit of share to all these people that
nice.
have been following me.
Right,
So we have other things instead of just every day you come in and work for me. Every day you come in. I want to own something together with all these people that have been fighting.
With
the
the sense
presence
of
with me.
ownership.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
That's nice.
I think I kind of know where Simon is at right now because he wants to, because he's been
Give
in that
back,
position,
yeah.
give back. So we call it like you want to bless people.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have people there in the room and he will look around. I don't know because I'm like that as well. I look around and suddenly you feel like someone needs some help. So you bless that person.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's very nice.
You know?
If you don't give, then God cannot return you, ma.
Correct.
True.
You
Very
must
true.
learn to give. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That
That's
is
true.
true. Thank you very much, Simon, for joining us today. It's been wonderful having you. Thank you so much for coming in early.
Thank you so
Simon
much.
was like half an hour early.
Yeah,
He was-
you were so
Yeah.
early.
You all know me, I'm being always very early. Right?
This Abing is always very late.
wow, wow.
It's
Yeah.
true though.
No, it's not true.
It is very
It's
true.
not true.
Of late,
Bosses are
of late.
listening.
Okay, I'll stand by
It's
you.
not
Of
true.
late, you've been very
Thank
good.
you very much. Thank you.
Off late.
And I just want to say earlier on, the doctor was telling me he follows Simon
Of
Boy.
course, yeah.
So it's at Simon Boy with 7 Y's. Okay?
Why?
And then you gotta follow his girl at Simon Girl with 7 L's.
Okay,
But
I'm
don't
following
send
you
her
now. I'm
private
following you now.
messages,
I'm following you
Private
now, yeah.
messages cannot
Yeah,
send you.
but I will check her phone. I tell you.
Oh,
I will trend your.
Wow,
Don't play with me.
that's a real Abing right there.
Thank you, Simon. All the best to you. We look forward to more of your videos on your
Thank you so much,
socials.
Mark. Thank you so much, Glenn. Thank you so much, Angel.
Awesome,
Thank you.
Thank you,
so much,
Simon.
Simon. Coming up, headline news and sports.